I can't say that these were three uplifting and joyous presentations, but very, very stimulating, very informative. Let's go right to questions because we're running out of time fast. Juan, is it?
No.
Jesus, perdón. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I wanted to ask, well, first of all, thank you all.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what's the situation of abortion in Croatia? And apart from that, what's the situation of immigration? Because when I walk down the street here, I can see families, and I can see that the majority of people here are actual Croatians. So the situation is way better than in my home country. But yeah, that's my question, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Jesus. Well, I'm going to start from the second thing. Croatia was not a rich country. It was a poorer country than Spain, so we didn't have this immigration as you had from Morocco. You even border. You have some exclaves right on African soil. So I think you were much more attractive for immigrants before. So this what is started to happen in Croatia in the last few years. I mean, it just started probably 2-3 years ago. That is the first time in history that that there were shortage of workers, and that we started to import Nepalese, Bangladesh people, etc. So previously we had only immigration from Balkan countries, which is basically, you know, very similar, you could say. So it just started. So I think we are just now on the verge that we need to emphasize that. About the abortion, I cannot say for the exact figures, but I think it is in decline. But unfortunately, it is allowed in Croatia it is legally allowed to have an abortion.
One issue which you didn't mention today, speakers, an issue which generally it is very little mentioned in discussions of demographic problems, is enjoyment of parenthood. We married young. My wife was 20, I was 24. We have 6 children, and at the moment 25 grandchildren. And everybody is in Zagreb, nearby. To what I think is most important, we enjoyed having life. Yeah. We enjoyed our children. I today enjoy my children, my grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren, you know. And this is issue which we should mention. And please, I would like to hear your comments. Another question I have. Problem with state is that state has only money to offer us. But money is not the most important issue, because people who love themselves, who respect themselves, they have and want to have more children similar to them. Please comment.
I typically, very often I put a picture of a baby smiling. It's my son, but I mean, that's the most important thing. I mean, for wanting us to have children again, that's what you said. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, this is the main argument. It's not pensions. It's not tax benefits. We cannot bribe people. I mean, people will have children again if they recover what you are saying. And we have to promote that, the joy of having children. That's the most important thing. And otherwise, I mean, even Hungarian policies, somehow governments are trying to bribe people for have children. We are paying. That has never happened. It didn't happen to you, no? You were not paid any money for having children, did you? No?
Thank you for the question and for the comments. I couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right. I would just say that Hungary is in a very fortunate situation because the government can give money for family, but thank God, the mindset of the people is okay. They wish to have children. They have the tendency to have children. That's in their long-term life prospects. So thank God there's nothing wrong with that in Hungary. They just need the financial support to make it possible. So it is very fortunate that we are not suffering from the social issue that no, I don't want to have any children. No, it's the end of the world. No, we are the last generation on the earth. No, we are afraid of our own carbon footprints and all the green bullshit that we hear. So I would say that I completely agree with you, but we are happy that in Hungary it is not a problem. The joy to have children and to have a family is a natural thing so far. And we would like to keep that in this way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Markic. Mr. Markic is fighting to promote life even from the communist times, and it was not easy in that time. So I congratulate him on even in his senior age that he is very active and in promoting this. This is what needs to be said in out loud. That's why in the second argument, second thing that I said, culture is the more important than this money incentives. So if the culture in the country is not pro-family, you can give millions to every family. They will not give it. They will spend it probably in some selfish thing. They will not like to share with anyone else. So I think promoting families and love to children and some kind of but in a way country if it wants to give, and the cities and the local community if they are showing that they are going to give these incentives, it's maybe more of it is good to get these incentives, but it is also a way of showing that this local community treats family more than in the individual life, so it kind of in a way it's a pressure from both sides, a cultural and the incentive way. Yeah.
Fair. I mean, even if government money does not get more children, it's fair because you're contributing with your own money to the future of Croatia. Even if there is no success, it's fair.
And one more quick addition, just quoting our president, Katalin Novak, who very wisely said that it is not just about the money. It's not the economy stupid, as it was quoted yesterday. It's good to have all the incentives and all the measures that I just listed. But the main point is, as she said, to restore the dignity, the social dignity of having family and having children and becoming a mother. And that is the key issue, I would say. Thanks.
Yes. Hello, my name is Juan. I come with the Spanish delegation. And first of all, thank you for this panel. I think it was a really interesting topic. And my question is mainly for Mr. Alejandro. I wanted to ask you what kind of, in your opinion, what kind of policies are the best policies to incentivize natalities in the European countries? What kind of things can the small, the ayuntamientos, those things can do to promote natality and families? Thank you.
I mean, I don't know how you say it in English. In Spanish, we say modelo de sociedad, society model. Society model, if you define a society by 6, 7 traits or whatever, one of our societies having few children. So that means society model you don't change with just one measure. I mean, you need lots of different things, economic, non-economic values, I mean, carrot and stick. Carrot is the joy of having children. The stick is the sadness of not having children. So you have to do, everybody at his or her own level can do something. Every city councils, regions, big government, think tanks. So everybody can do things. For instance, housing can facilitate cities, can facilitate better, easier housing to young couples for having children. So they have all taxes. I mean, taxes you have always to discriminate favorably people who have children because they're contributing more. So everybody can do things, both in and has to think in his own turf, no? But at any level, no? Local, non-local. But again, we have to think that this is the blueprint of society. One of the key issues is if you define modern society, five things. One is we don't have enough children. So, and you don't change that. The politicians typically, when they have elections, no, okay, I'm going to have a plan finally for, I mean, they're ridiculous because they're a patch in it. It's like fighting cancer with ibuprofen, no? No, yes, because you alleviate maybe pain, but this is much, much deeper. And also religion, no? Things, again, these kind of things, no? We are seeing, especially in our country, no? The anti-Christian politicians. I mean, no. I mean, maybe you don't believe, but don't hostilize. I mean, people from Opus Dei, for instance, no? People from Opus Dei have, like Mate, have 6 children, no? But they are mainly despised by most of media, no? They are providing much more than the rest of the population replacement. So we should clap them. We should applaud them. We should say, I mean, the other way around. Instead, they are despised, no? So these kind of things. So the question as I didn't know what to answer you. I said a very broad answer. No, everybody can do at his own or her own level something.
Any other questions?
Hi, I have a question. This type of policies cannot be taken by people that doesn't want to work, and they take these policies only to gain money. Like Muslims, we're fighting with this in Barcelona or in Spain, that people take these policies of natality in order to have money and to not work for the community, and they are only taking this, and yeah, that I don't know what is happening in Hungary or what are the fighting with this.
Of course, in case of Hungary, it is a complex issue because you would have to incorporate another big topic, that Hungary promotes a workfare society instead of a welfare society. That is one of the key issues of the Hungarian government's policies. So the two things are combined in very complex ways. I could go on for other presentations presenting about the relation between the family policy and the workfare policy. But what we are really proud is that that we managed to reduce unemployment in the past 10 years of governing to a record low number. So there is a specific attention paid to workfare society in a way that that families should really benefit from the family support system, but not live up. I mean, not make use of it. That's the word for it.
Comment. You see that lady there? She was prime minister because she opposed that. Family benefits should not make having children a business. I mean, you should never. That's the better thing of tax breaks as opposed to cash allowances, because if you are very poor and they give you money, maybe you make a living, no? So the number one of the new conservative trend in the UK at the beginning of the 70s was not Margaret Thatcher. She was the number 2. They started to issue topics that should be reviewed, no, like public companies, like unions, etc. And one of the things that the number one, I don't remember the name, she made her later minister, no, criticized was this giving money, providing money that was used maybe sometimes for teenagers from poor neighborhoods, typically immigrants, because for them it was like a business. It was like having a salary. And this is total disaster to have a child for the money, no? So that guy criticized that. All the press said, you're inhuman, you're discriminating, you're saying this is not what happens with this. And he resigned. And Maggie said, okay, I step in. So she's here because exactly of that issue. We cannot, I mean, any kind of family benefit cannot provide a business for anybody for having a child. Poor children that are born because their parents wanted to make money out of them. And what kind of, I mean, it's not the ideal thing to be a human being, no? Because your parents made a business of you, maybe in a household with just one parent, typically the mom. So this is critical. I mean, nobody should have a child because you can do business with that. It's very good that you are not worse off, you have children, but it's very dangerous that some people might have children because of that.
Let's end with a round of applause. Closing comments from Skip.
So it's my job as the host to give closing remarks. I want to thank the panelists. I will say also that I agree that it's very highly probable that this panel on demographics and the future of our nations is the most important one of the whole event. So I regret that the room is not full to the last row. And I thank... What's that? Yeah, but I do want to thank everyone who's been here, so to say, to the bitter end, and all of you who have followed all our panels. Just to summarize, we've had a very busy and productive week. I think I want to thank again all our speakers, starting with Jose Antonio Cast from Chile, who spoke on the first day. The content of this summer university, in my view, has been very, very good. I hope you've all seen that and have benefited from that and find some way to apply that in your daily life. I want to thank New Direction, our team with Witold and Robert. They had to depart this morning, but I want to thank them again and their generosity for making this possible. We will persevere. This is encouraging that we were able to actually, in the end, concretely realize this project. When we were planning these panels, it was very stressful. Mate knows. It's probably been the most time-consuming and stressful event we've done in many years, but I think it's worth it. It's worth it, and so I want to thank everyone for their participation, all the benefactors who in any way have helped make this possible. And I can just promise on behalf of the Center for Renewal of Culture that we will keep on this mission to renew culture, to try to save what's best in all our nations, to preserve what we've inherited from previous generations. So thank you again. Until next time, we're adjourned. Yes. And Mate reminded me, we have one special event separate from this summer university. This evening in Zagreb, we have a special guest, a lovely young woman from the Netherlands, Eva, who is, I would say, a leading influencer in Western Europe. She'll be sharing her conversion story. She recently, in April, became a Catholic, and this will take place this evening at a very large parish outside the center of Zagreb, Jarun, at 8 p.m. So all of you who are here, you're more than welcome to attend. Thank you. Thank you.